Students, continuing the same topic which we have discussed in the previous lecture, we have third case where a body is being projected with velocity u in such a way it is below the horizontal. Now this is actually horizontal point, like it is x-axis. The body is being projected in such a way it is making an angle theta below the horizontal. Therefore u now is in plane. U can be resolved into two components, one component along horizontal and the other component along vertical. You can resolve those vectors into components, this vector into component, and this will be u cos theta. Along x-axis it is u cos theta, and along y direction it is u sin theta. And u sin theta is downward. We should stick to the rule, same rule, like downward directions I am taking positive, upward direction I am taking it negative. So you are sticking to the same rule. Downward direction u sin theta, it is taken as positive. Let me take this point as A, and somewhere in middle I consider it as point B, and in this point I consider it as C. Now I want to find out velocities at different positions. At position A, B and C, you are supposed to find out velocities at different points. Now, at position A, velocity along x-axis is u cos theta, and this is constant, and velocity along y direction it is u sin theta, and this is downward. Acceleration along x-axis is 0. Acceleration along y direction is equal to g, and this is also downward. Now as acceleration due to gravity is pointed downward and body is also falling down freely, initial velocity is also in downward direction, both should be taken as positive. Velocity increases with time along y direction. So when we deal with this kind of motion, you need to understand, or you need to remember, that along x-axis the velocity of the body is constant, whereas along y-axis velocity increases with respect to time when the body is falling down, whereas if the body is going up, velocity along vertical direction decreases with respect to time. Okay, now come to position B. At position B, as I already told you, velocity along x-axis will be remained same, that is u cos theta. U cos theta will be remained same as it is. I can resolve this velocity at point B into components. Check it up. Velocity at B is obtained by simply drawing a tangent at position B. Now I can resolve this velocity into components because it is in the plane. I can resolve it into two components, one along x-axis and one along y-axis, and this is velocity at position B. Now along y direction you can write down velocity uy at position B is equal to uy at position A plus acceleration due to gravity into time taken to travel from A to B. Check it up. Why I am taking here UA? Because the body is starting from A, therefore initial velocity at A you need to take it here, and time taken to travel from A to B, because we are finding velocity at position B, therefore you will be taking only time from A to B. Therefore velocity along y direction at position B is equal to u sin theta plus acceleration due to gravity into time taken to travel from A to B, that is at position B. Okay, so this is along x-axis and y-axis. We have found we have found velocities. Similarly, you can find out displacement along x-axis and the displacement along y direction using the relation displacement along x-axis can be written as u cos theta into time taken to travel from A to B, and along y direction you can write it as u sin theta initial velocity into time taken to travel AB plus half g t square. So you will be getting displacement also, x-axis along x-axis and y-axis you can find out the displacement. That is at position B. Now come to position C. Now coming to position C, at position C we have velocity in this direction. Check it up. And that can be resolved into components. One component along horizontal, another component along vertical. Along horizontal you can write it as ux, along vertical you can write it as vy, or final velocities you can denote it with v, no problem. So simply I'll take it here, velocity at position C. Therefore velocity along x-axis will be remained the same, that is velocity at B, and also velocity at C is the same, that is u cos theta as it is. X component velocity does not change. But whereas along y direction, velocity along y direction at position C depends on velocity at position A along y direction plus v is equal to u plus at. A is acceleration due to gravity into time taken to travel from A to C, right? But what is time taken to travel from A to C? Time taken to travel from A to C is equal to time of descent. Therefore, time of descent is simply written as under root 2h divided by g. You can use that time of descent equation in this expression. So final velocity at y in y direction along y direction at position C will be equal to u sine theta plus g into time taken is under root 2h divided by g, right? This is the final expression which you have at velocity at position C, right? At any point you can find out velocity v bar is equal to velocity along x-axis into I cap plus velocity into y along y direction into j cap. Similarly, at any point displacement you can write it as x into I cap plus y into j cap. This is how you will be finding out displacement of the ball. Okay. Now in this case, what about displacement from A to C? Displacement along x-axis is equal to range, and this range is equal to u cos theta into time taken t, that is time of descent, and along y direction it is equal to h. Is it not? Starting from A to C, how much distance vertically it is traveling? It is traveling h, which is height of the tower. So along y direction it is equal to h. Along x-axis how much distance it is traveling? That is equal to range. Range equation is u cos theta, that is horizontal velocity into time taken to travel from A to C, that is time of descent. This is how you can find out velocity and as well as displacement at any given position using the basic concepts of projectile. Students, based on the concepts which we have learnt earlier, we will be solving few questions. We have one question here where a body is thrown from top of a tower of 61 meter high with velocity 24.4 meter per second at an elevation of 30 degrees above the horizontal. What is the distance from the foot of the tower to the point where ball hits the ground? It's of course easy question. First let me explain the question, then you can understand the concept easily. We have a tower and this tower height is 61 meter given in the problem, and you have a projectile which is projected, and that is You have a projectile which is projected with some velocity, and that is in which direction? It is been given that it is projected at an angle 30 degrees with the horizontal. This angle is 30 and this is horizontal, and it is projected by an angle 30 degrees. Now when you are projecting it with 30 degrees, what would happen? Definitely this body would fall down in this way. It takes path of the parabola and it would fall down like this. Now let me mark few positions. Let me take this position as A, this position as B, and this position as C. Okay. And this point is the highest point. I am considering it as P. Path is parabola. Parabola, and it is A, P, B, C. This is path of the projectile. Now you are supposed to find what is the distance from foot of the tower to the ball hits the ground. Foot of the tower is this. Ball is hitting at position C. This distance x is equal to how much? You are supposed to find out. Now the distance traveled along x-axis is equal to velocity along x-axis into time taken, that is total time. Okay. And of course, you know that velocity along x-axis can be resolved into components. This velocity is 24.4 meter per second. You can resolve it into component. One component along horizontal, other component along vertical. So x can be written as u cos theta into time taken t. Let me take this as equation 1. Now time taken here is equal to time to travel from A, P, B, C. This total time you need to take, because you are asked to find out from the foot of the tower to point C. Foot of the tower in the sense it is starting at position A. Okay. Therefore, you need to take this time T, A, P, B, C. Now, how can you find out this total time? Total time taken T is equal to time taken to travel APB plus time taken to travel from B to C. Right. Now you can find out time taken to travel from A to B using the formula T is equal to 2u sine theta divided by G plus time taken to travel from B to C. You can write it as 2h divided by G. This is very simple. Of course, we have discussed this many times in the previous video lectures itself. So time taken T is equal to 2 into what is U given? U is 24.4 into sine 30 divided by G, take it as 10, plus under root 2 into H 61 divided by G, take it as 10. Sine 30 and this 2 gets cancelled. So time taken will be remained as 2.44 second plus under root. This gives you 2 5s 10 and 5 1s 5. Remained is 5 1s 5. Remained is 1. 5 2s 10. Remained is 1.10 and 2. 12.2. This is 12.2. This is 2.44 second plus under root 12.2 can be nearly written as 3.56 second. Approximate value I am taking here. Now if you add these two, you will be getting time taken as 6 second. Approximate time taken is 6 second. Take this and using in 1. Use this time in equation 1. So x is equal to u cos theta. What is u? 24.4 into cos theta is cos 30 into time taken is 6 seconds, right? And this is in meter per second. Second gets cancelled. This gives you cos 30, it is 24.4 into 6 into root 3 divided by 2. 2 3 is 6. This is 3 4s 12. 1 3 4s 12 plus 1 13. 3 to 6. Root 3 meter is the final value. This is the distance traveled from foot of the tower to the point C. So you 24.4 into 3 gives you 73.2. It's not 63, 73.2. And this root 2 as it is. Even root 3 is 1.732. You can just multiply that too, so that finally you will be getting displacement in meter. Yeah. A particle is projected from a tower as shown in the figure. Of course, figure is not being given. I'll draw that figure for you. Then find the distance from foot of the tower where it strikes the ground. So you are being projected like this. I'll draw that figure. This is figure. You are being projecting a body with velocity 500 by 3 meter per second with an angle of projection 37 degrees under the horizontal. You are now supposed to find out this distance. So we already know velocity along x-axis and velocity along y direction. Initially this is u cos 37 and this is u sin 37. So velocity along y direction initially is u sin 37. So uy can be written as 500 divided by 3. Sin 37, it is 3 by 5. 3 and 3 gets cancelled, this becomes 100. So uy, initial velocity along y direction is 100 meter per second, that is uy. And velocity along x-axis can be written as 500 divided by 3 into cos 37. Cos 37 you can take it as 500 divided by 3 into cos 37 is equal to root 3 divided by 2. This is 250 and root 3 into root 3. So u along x-axis will be equal to 250 divided by root 3 meter per second. So that is velocities along x-axis and y-axis initially. You are now supposed to find out what is the time taken. Is it been asking? Find the distance from the foot of the tower where it strikes the ground. This distance you are supposed to find out. Okay. This distance traveled, which is equal to range, that is u cos 37 into time taken to travel. Time taken to travel from here to here. So I can find out the time by using this relation y is equal to uy into t plus half into gt square. What is y direction distance given as 1500, which is equal to uy, that is 100 into time taken t plus half into acceleration due to gravity is 10. T value you are supposed to find out. This becomes 5 and it is 1500. You can write it as 5t square plus 100t minus 1500 is equal to 0, which is a quadratic expression. So you can take this quadratic expression, you can find out time. T is equal to 100 minus b plus r minus under root b square minus 4ac is minus 1500 divided by 2 into a is 5. So if you evaluate this, you will be getting time taken as 20 seconds, which is positive value. Only positive value I am taking, negative value you can eliminate it because time is always positive. Take this t and substitute in the equation for range. X u cos theta already we have calculated, that is 250 divided by root 3 into time taken is 20 seconds. This is finally in meter. So distance traveled x is equal to 25 to 100. Sorry, 25 to 50 and 0 0 divided by root 3 meter. That is the distance traveled by the body along x-axis from foot of the tower to the point where it reaches the ground. Students, I have made one small mistake. This cos 37, I should actually take it as value. Cos, this is 500 by 3. Cos 37 can be written as 4 by 5. I'm sorry, this is 100. 400 divided by 3. Often in a hurry, I'll be making such silly mistakes. 400 divided by 3 meter per second. So in hurry, I'll be making such mistakes. Kindly excuse me. Now you can take x is equal to 400 divided by 3 into 20. Okay. So this is 4 2's 8. You can take this as 8. 4 2's 8, 0 0 0 divided by 3, not root 3. This is divided by 3. And this is final answer. X is equal to 8000 divided by 3 meter. Is it 8000 or 4000? Time taken, we will be getting it 20 seconds. And this is 4 by 5. 5 into 100. 400 divided by 3. 400 divided by 3 into time taken is 20. 2 4's 8. Right, that's correct. A golfer standing on the ground hits a ball with velocity 52 meter per second at an angle theta above the horizontal. If tan theta is 5 by 12, find the time for which ball is at least 15 meter above the ground. So a golfer is kicking a ball like this. As a result, it falls down this way. This is range. And it is being projected with an angle theta. This is angle theta. And you are being given tan theta, not directly theta. Only tan theta is given to you. You can take this triangle. Tan theta, it means this is 5 and this is 12. Obviously, if you take this under root 5 square plus 12 square, it becomes root 169 and that is 13. So you can write sine theta is equal to 5 by 13 and cos theta, you can write it as 12 by 13. That is the triangle. From this data, tan theta is equal to 5 by 12. I am constructing the triangle and I am finding out sine theta and as well as cos theta. You are now supposed to find out what is the time taken for which ball is at least 15 meter above the ground. So when the ball is going up at some particular point from the ground, if we calculate, it is 15 meter. So along y direction, what he is giving? Along y direction, distance traveled by the body, it is 15 meter. So y is equal to 15 meter. And what about uy? Uy will be equal to 52 into sine theta, because along y direction it is u sine theta and along x-axis it is u cos theta, right? And now uy, that is 52 sine theta, it is 52 into sine theta is already 5 by 13. So uy is equal to 5 to 10, 5 is 25 plus 1, 26 divided by 13 meter per second, that is uy. Along y direction it is 15 meter. I want to find out time taken. 15 is equal to uy into t minus half gt square, that is 15 meter is equal to uy 260 divided by 13 into time taken minus half into g into time taken t square. G value you can write it as 10. This gives you 2 5 10. Okay, and 13 2 is 26. This is 20. 15 meter is equal to 20t minus 5t square. You can write it as minus 5t square plus 20t minus 15 is equal to 0. You will be getting one quadratic expression. And from this quadratic expression, you can find out the root. T is equal to minus b plus or minus under root b square minus 4a into c divided by 2a. A is minus 5. If you evaluate this, you will be getting time taken, and that time is approximately 2 seconds. Students, we have uh, a problem. Two paper screens A and B are separated by distance of 100 meters. Let me take, this is a paper screen and there is another paper screen. These are the two paper screens A and B, and these are separated by a distance 100 meter. Distance from one to the other, that is 100 meter. And a bullet pierces A and B. A hole in B is 10 centimeter below A. Now let me consider here is hole A and here is hole B, right? In B there is one hole here. In A there is one hole here. A bullet is coming from this position. Bullet comes from this position from A, and it will be reaching from A, it fall down and it pass to B like this. And this is 10 centimeter given. Hole between A and B. Vertically, it is being separated by a distance of 10 centimeter. That is 10 into 10 power minus 2 meter. This is equal to 10 power minus 1 meter. Okay. That is vertical distance y. And along horizontal, it is distance 100 meter. So this horizontal distance is 100 meter. And this vertical distance is given as 10 power minus 1 meter. You should now find out, calculate the velocity of the bullet when it hits the screen A. So you want to find out initial velocity at this position. So in order to find out velocity at this position, that is horizontal velocity which is coming here. So at A, it is purely horizontal. Purely horizontal velocity, that I am denoting it with ux. And along x-axis, the distance traveled is known to you. Along x-axis, distance traveled x can be written as ux into time taken. It is time of descent. Okay. Ux value you do not know. X value is already known, that is 100 meter. Along x-axis, it is traveling a distance of 100 meter from A to B. And I want to find out time of descent. Time of descent is time taken to travel from hole A to hole B. That is equal to under root 2h divided by g. So this is 2 into h is 10 power minus 1 divided by g is 10, and this comes over here. This is equal to under root 2 divided by 100. This is root 2 divided by 10. That is time of descent. Take this and substitute over there. X is equal to 100 meter is equal to ux. Time of descent is root 2 divided by 10. This goes here. 1000 divided by root 2 is equal to ux, and 1000 can be written as 500 into 2, root 2 into root 2. That is root 2 is equal to ux. This is the final answer, and that is in meter per second. This is the initial velocity required by the bullet in order to pierce it from A to